Hello and welcome to Meadow Bakery. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make these Chelsea buns. In my bowl, I have some flour, salt, yeast and sugar, which I'm going to mix together. Make a well in the center and then add in your wet ingredients. I've got egg and milk in the bowl. Okay. Then I'm going to mix it. It's now too thick to mix with the spatula, so I'm going to use my hands. Knead it in the bowl with your hands until it comes together. Okay, now it's come together. What you could do is flour your work surface and put the dough on it and knead it. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to knead it in the bowl. Saves a lot of clearing up afterwards. Okay, my dough is smooth. I'm going to leave it in there and cover it and leave it to rise in a warm place until doubled in size. While your dough is rising, you make your filling. I've got sultanas and raisins, soft brown sugar and mixed spice. Mix them together and cover them and put them to one side. I also have some butter, which I'm going to melt later on. This butter is going to be for brushing your bread. So just put this to the side and then melt it when it's time. Okay, my dough is ready. I'm going to just gently gather it together in the bowl and then transfer it to my work surface. I'm going to add some flour on there and add my dough. I'm going to stretch it, and if it's sticking, just add a bit more flour. You can use a rolling pin or just stretch it with your hands. I'm going to just use my hands. My dough is the right size. I'm going to put the melted butter on it before I add the topping. You can use a knife or a pastry brush, which I think is probably best. But anyway, either a knife or a pastry brush will work. Okay. Then we can now add the mixture that we made earlier. This recipe makes 9 of them, 9 small ones. I'm going to use a small 8-inch square cake tin. Okay. You can press your raisins inside so that they don't drop out. Okay. Now I roll it up as tightly as I can. You can stretch this part so that it's in line with the other pastry. Okay. And these parts, just scrunch them up, then put your dough like this. I'm going to get a knife and cut my pieces. And mark out how many pieces you want before you cut it so that you're on the safe side. I want 9, so I have to cut it into 8. No, so I need to stretch this a bit more. Use the back of your knife so that you don't cut it before you need to cut it. You just mark where you need to cut. This seal, I like to put it towards the edges. leave a bit of space between them because they're going to rise. You're going to cover them again and leave them to rise for about 30 minutes. But it all depends on how hot your room is. And then cover these and leave them to double in size. It might take half an hour, but it just depends how warm your room is. Okay, the buns have been rising and they're now ready to go in the oven. I'm going to put them in the oven until they're nice and golden brown on top. Okay, the Chelsea buns are ready. You leave them in the tin for about 5 to 10 minutes before trying to remove them. I'm going to gently loosen the edges. Okay, right. And I'm going to turn it over to the right side like that. They're still a bit warm, not too hot because I left them in the tin for a few minutes. And I've made some simple syrup for them, which is equal amounts of sugar and water boiled until it turns into a syrup. You can use the stove top or a microwave. I'm going to brush this on top of the buns to give them a nice shine. You can pull the paper back a bit so that you can brush some of it on the sides. Like that. Now you leave the syrup to set a bit and then leave them to cool before you serve them. I'm going to break one and show you what it looks like. See, nice, fluffy, and amazing. Thanks for watching and see you again soon. For more videos like this, visit my website www.meadowbrownbakery.com. Please like and subscribe to my channel.